Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. In this video we are going to make the larger lily pad or lily pad pillow for our froggy to relax on. So if you guys are ready, let's see what we need for this project. So we are going to need a size 6 bulky yarn. So blanket yarn in a green for the lily pad itself, and then also in some colors for our little flowers. So I'm going to be using pink and yellow. So this is a bulky blanket yarn and it is a size 6. And then we will also need a little bit of stuffing if you are making it into the plushy little pillow lily pad. And we'll need a 6mm or size J crochet hook and a pair of scissors and a yarn needle. And I think that is it. So if you guys are ready to get started, we're going to use our crochet hook and our green yarn. So let's grab a little green yarn. I am going to make a little slip knot to connect this to my hook. And now I am going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I'm going to make 11 double crochets in that 4th chain from my hook. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, oopsies, and 11. And then if your 4th chain has loosened up a little bit, just tighten it up a little bit, it'll be okay. And now I'm going to slip stitch to the top of my beginning chain 3. And that is actually going to count as a double crochet here and throughout. So slip stitch, and now I'm going to chain 3. Now this counts as 12 double crochets since that first chain 3 counts as one. So we did 11 in there plus that chain 3 and we've got 12. So now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn our work. Now in the very same place we're going to do another double crochet, so the place where that chain 3 is coming out of. And now in the next one, we're going to put 2 double crochets, 1 and a 2, and we're going to repeat that in every stitch around. A 1 and a 2, and a 1 and a 2. So at the end of this round, we should have 24 double crochets. So here's a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2. I'm going to count because I was not counting. So we've got our chain 1 and our double crochet. That's 2. There's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, so this one is 15 and 16. Here's 17 and 18. Here's 19 and 20. Here's 21 and 22. And now our last two, here's 23 and 24. Now we're going to slip stitch to the top of our chain 3 once again. And then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn once again. Now we're going to double crochet in the same space as that chain 3. And we're going to double crochet in the next stitch. All right, in the next one, we're going to put 2 double crochets, a 1 and a 2. And in the next one, we're going to do a 1 double crochet. And that's going to be our repeat. So a 1 and a 2. And in the next one, a 1. And then a 1 and a 2. And in the next one, a 1. And then a 1 and a 2. And in the next one, a 1. And we're just going to repeat that around, and at the end of this round we should have 36 stitches. A 1 and a 2 and a 1. I'm going to count once again. Let's see, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, here's 22, 23, and 24. Here's 25, 26, and 27. Here's 28, 29, and 30. Here's 31, 32, and 33. Now we're on our last ones. Here's 34 and 35 in one stitch. Then very last one, 36. All right, now this time we are not going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. This is going to be where that little opening is, where the lily pad starts to split. So now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're just going to turn. Now we are going to double crochet in that same space and in the next 2 stitches. So 1 double crochet in the next stitch and 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Now in the next one we'll do 2, and then we'll do 1 in the next and 1 in the next, and that's our repeat for this round. So here's 1 and a 2. Oopsies, whoop. 2 and a 1 and a 1. In the next one, 1 and a 2. In the next one, a 1. In the next one, a 1. In the next one, a 1 and a 2. In the next one, a 1. In the next one, a 1. And the next one, 1 and a 2. And in the next one, a 1. and in the next one a 1. And you will just continue around. I will meet you at the very last 4. All right, I've got 3 stitches left, so here are my last 4. Here's a 1 and a 2 in this one, and then a 1 in this one. Oops. Oh dear, there we go. 1 in this one, and then a 1 in the very last one, which is the top of that chain 3. There we go, and we are done with round 4. Now for round 5, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn our work once again. Now we're going to double crochet in the next stitch and in the next 3 stitches. So here's a 1, a 2, and a 3. All right, and the next one we'll put 2, and then in the next one we'll do 1, next one we'll do 1, and next one we'll do 1. So there's a 1, 2, and then a 1, a 1, and a 1. And that's our repeat all the way around. We've got a 1, 2, here's 1 and 2, and then a 1, and a 1, and a 1, and just repeat that around. A 1, 2, a 1, a 1, and a 1. So keep on going, and I will see you guys on the last 5 stitches. All right, I'm on my last 4 stitches, so I've got 5 stitches to make. So here is 2 in this one, 1 and a 2, and then a 1, and a 1, and a 1. And that is our last row, and we are all finished with our single layer of our lily pad. So if you are just making a little lily pad mat, then you are finished, and you can cut your string and weave it in and then make the little flower that goes on your lily pad. But if you are making the lily pad pillow, you want to go back to the beginning and repeat this so you have 2 of these. And then you're going to leave a long string to sew the 2 together. So I'm going to leave a long string and I'm going to cut. And then we're going to make the flower so that you guys can see how to make the flower. And then we're going to get back here and sew them all together. All right, so let's make our flower. And we are going to grab our center color of our flower, and here we go. I am going to do a little slip knot and attach the yarn to my hook. Now I'm going to chain 2. Here's a 1 and a 2. Now in the second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to slip stitch to the top of our very first chain. And that is all for this color. So this is going to be the little center of our flower. So now you can just pull that little loop out. We've got a little center to our flower. Now pick the next color that we're going to be using. So I'm using pink. You can use whatever pretty color you want. And we're just going to join this yarn in any of the stitches. Here, I'll start right at my first one here. And just do a little, just pull it on through, a little slip stitch or just a little pull through. And there we go. Make sure I'm using the right end of the yarn here. Now we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you're just going to slip stitch into the very next stitch, which is right here. And you've just made one cute little petal. Now you're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slip stitch into the very next one. And there's 2 little petals. Do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch into the very next one. You're just going to repeat that until you have 6 cute little flower petals. 1, 2, 3, 4. And slip stitch. There's 4 little petals. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 little petals. Then in the very last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch into the very last one. And there's 6 little petals. Now we can pull this yarn out and cut it. Now you want to leave one of your yarns long, so it could be the pink one or the yellow one. It's up to you. I'm going to bring my end to the back here, but yeah, you can leave either one long, but you don't need all of these strings here. So decide which one you want to leave long. I usually leave the petal color, but it depends on how you want to stitch it onto your flower or onto your lily pad. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to tie off the yellows into a nice good little knot, and then I'm going to just snip it so that those ones are kind of gone. And I'll be using the pink then to stitch my flower onto my lily pad. Okay. All right, and now once you've repeated and you've got 2 little lily pads, you can kind of see where the top and the bottom are just by the way the last row sits, but it doesn't really matter too much, honestly. So what you want to do though is make sure that your notches are together. But if you can tell what the top is, flip it upside down on one of them and then right side up on the other one, and we're just going to layer them like that. So you can kind of tell because the top just looks like a pretty braid and it kind of like lays more flat, the braid does, if that makes sense. So one will be upside down and one will be right side up. And then you're just going to take this long end and you're going to thread it through a needle because we're going to stitch it together. And to stitch it, we're going to do it real simply. You're just going to go through your bottom lily pad and up through the top. Just grab a little piece of yarn there and just pull them together. Bring it through one, bring it through this top one, and you're just going to go all the way around the whole edge like that, just sewing your 2 little sides together. Oops, there we go. And just keep on stitching around and round and round. I call this a whip stitch, just in through one side, up through the other, just to connect the 2 sides so that we can make this cute little lily pad pillow for our froggy. I also made another video that has a much smaller lily pad. So if you want a whole adorable little collection of lily pads for your little froggy, go check that one out too. It's on my channel. And there's also a cute little plushy flower that goes really cute. It makes a cute little set. I was trying to think of cute little home accessories that a froggy would have in their home. So I thought of a big lily pad to lay on, and then a smaller lily pad for a pillow, and then a small little plushy flower for another pillow. So, but I know some people just like the plushy flower pillow as like a little just a cute little doodad to hang on your like on your backpack or your purse or something like that too, or a cute little thing to hang in your car. So it's cute for that also. Just put it on a little string so you can hang it. And also the smaller lily pad is just like this, where you can make just one layer or you can make it into a pillow. And the one layered one makes a really cute coaster. That would be a cute little accessory in your house. So there's all sorts of cute little ideas that you can do with lily pads and the flowers. So definitely go check those out. And so I'm going to continue on around, and then I will just meet you guys on the other side. Now, before it gets 100% stitched up, we're going to want to add some stuffing. So you're going to want your stuffing to stuff your little pillow. So right about when I've got just a couple inches left, that's when I'll start stuffing it. So actually, I'll meet you guys there so we can stuff our lily pads together, okay? All right, and I've got just a little more to go here. So I'm going to stuff my lily pad with some of my stuffing here. I don't stuff it too much because I still want it to lay flat so it looks like a lily pad. If I stuff it too much, it'll turn into a big circular blob. So, but you can put as much stuffing as you want in it. And I'm going to add a little more. I want to kind of push the stuffing over there so it gets over into that little part and all around the sides. It feels pretty good, but I'm going to add a little more. And a little more. Okay, so it's kind of like 2 small handfuls of stuffing, I'd say. And then once it feels good, I'm going to continue stitching this up here. Oops. I think I skipped a stitch there in my stitches, but that'll be okay. Here we go. And then once I'm at the very end, I think I got one more stitch here, do I? Yep. All right, now I'm just going to take my end and just weave it in. And then I can just cut it off right there. Now we are ready to sew our flower on. So grab the little flower that you made, and we kept some little pink ends hanging so that we can sew with them. And just going to thread that on. You can put the little flower wherever you like. I kind of like it on the side over here. But you can put it wherever you want, and I'm just going to stitch it on here, and then I like to go through the bottom of the slip stitches here on the flower, and then through here again, and then through the bottoms here again. I think I cut that pink just a little too short, so I'm going to have to use the other side too, but that's okay. Right over here. And once I've got this side of the flower secured, go through the bottom of those little slip stitches once again, and then back onto the lily pad again. I'm going to sew my pink ends together just to secure it. You can tie them or weave them in however you want to sew your little flower on. And then Okay, well, you guys get the idea. But I hope you guys liked this tutorial. Let's get, where's our froggy? Let's see how he likes our little lily pad. There we go. Oh, that is a cozy little place for a cute little froggy to hang out. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.